Alright, now that we have our metahumans in our project files and they're all rigged up, have skeletons and bones, and their faces are ready to be animated, let's talk about how to do that. For most of us, I've already put your metahuman somewhere in your level, so you can search for your character in your outliner, BP underscore whatever you name them. So in this case, mine is test character. If you cannot find them there, in your content drawer, you should have a metahumans folder, and you should have a folder for your character that you created. And all you need is that blueprint character for your metahuman. So once you have them in the scene, we don't need to do anything here yet. We need to open up our live link panel. And so we're going to head to our windows, and we're going to go down to virtual production, and we're going to touch live link. In here, this is where we set up our sources for what is recording, what pieces are recording. And so we're going to add a source, and then we are going to start with metahuman video, and then I'll talk about metahuman audio as well, just in case the video is not working for us. By default, leaving this stuff as is fine, but I am going to make a subject name. I'm going to call this webcam so that I know that it's connected to my webcam. I'm going to hit connect. Once that happens, you should see your source appear here. And actually, I need to adjust a setting on my side to make sure that my camera actually reads. And ideally, once everything is set up, as long as you have your video or your webcam on your laptop open, there's a little slider on the top to block it or open it. You should see a little green check mark here inside of this second menu. And then if you select it, we can monitor the image and we can look at that input value, and you'll see that you can see that. Or if we move it to trackers, you can see a bunch of blue dots across my face, and that's showing what it is tracking. So with that, we can leave everything else as default for now. We're going to come back here in just a second to talk about this neutrals setting, but we're going to head back to our level with our character in it. And we should see a live link tab here in our details panel when we're selected on our blueprint. And all you need to do is hit the drop down, select your item, and then toggle the switch for use live link. And now my character is going to be following my face based on those trackers. And so you can see my mouth is moving, you can see my head is moving, and so we are able to animate our character that way. What I don't have access to is forward and backwards movement, so that's where we'll talk about this neutral setting. So I'm going to head back to live link. I'm going to position myself in front of my camera in a way that is kind of my neutral and natural position. And then I will select where it says capture neutrals, staring into my camera, capture neutrals. What this is going to do when we go back is it gives me some forward, back, left, and right movement as well. So you'll notice we're still only animating the head down to the shoulders, but now I can at least like approach my camera, get real close to my guy, move left and right if I needed to like dodge things. So it opens up a lot for you here. And based on my testing, this should all work on your computers, which is awesome. Now let me talk about the audio setting. So I'm going to disable this for now. I'm going to add a new source. I'm going to use the MetaHuman audio source. I have my microphone selected, and then I'm going to type in microphone and hit connect. Same way. And again, just waiting for that to come through. I can see my level on my microphone, which is good. And we don't need to touch anything else in here. So again, I'll come back to my MetaHuman, go to my drop down, select microphone, and now, as I talk into my microphone, we can see my mouth and my face animating on the MetaHuman. So that's the second part here. So now that we can see our metahumans animating, we need a way to record these animations so that we actually can use them in our cutscenes. So we need to open a new tab. I'm just going to search for this one. I believe it's under cinematics, but we're just going to find our take recorder. And in our take recorder, we need to set up a couple of sources so that we're recording all of the things that we need to be recording. So first, I'm going to grab my live link source. So in this case, I'm using my microphone. If you're using the webcam, you'd select your webcam. And then I'm also going to select my blueprint character so that it's all recording. And then when I'm ready for my take, I can hit the red button. I'll get a 3, 2, 1. And now, as I record and I talk into my microphone, my metahuman is animating and we'll stop it. And as we go to our reviewing our last take, if you guys didn't catch that, it's this little film strip with an eyeball here in the middle. That'll take you to your last take. And then this functions the same way as a sequencer. And so we can scrub through and we should see those movements going on. Actually, I need to select and disable because we can see this guy talking underneath. There we go. Let me move him out of the way. Oh my gosh. How many guys are there? There we go. It was just being buggy. So now we can see this animation play through. We should have the audio from this as well being played back somewhere. But I'll look into that and get help on that side. What I'm even going to recommend that you do is that while you do this, you do a sound recorder as well. And so this should be an application you should be able to open on your laptops. You'll record your audio while you record in here, just in case this microphone setup isn't working and we're not recording the audio directly in. And for our video side, I know that we'll need the microphone to be recorded. So you'll make a recording here, and then we'll import it into the scene, and then you can add it to this sequence and create your full scene from there. So that's what I've got for you today. That's what you'll be working on. And again, our goal is to have something turned in that showcases your idea of a cutscene by the end of Friday's class.